Hello everyone, welcome back to another episode. Just I want to thank everyone for all the positive feedback we got from last week's episode. It seemed like it touched the nerve of a lot of people, and a lot of people reaching out and sending messages and giving us good feedback. So I want to keep the ball rolling, trying to get the good interesting guests on. Try maybe every week, every couple of weeks, but I'll just do my best just to keep it active. So yeah, thanks very much for all the feedback. I'll try and keep you entertained over the future. So today's episode, I have a good friend of mine, Chris Cooney, on.
Yes, mate.
Me and Chris are right the same age, grew up in the same area. We didn't really become close until the last couple of years. Chris got into boxing. I sort of helped him out with a few fight camps and stuff. And over the last couple of years, we really got talking. We got a bit closer, and we've always had really good, interesting conversations. So if tonight's podcast is anything like our usual conversations, it'll be a good listen for anyone. Chris is a self-employed. He runs his own business, and he's a big ambassador for promoting positive mental health. So to get to where he is today, he's been through his own struggles, and he has his own story to tell, and he just wants to use his experience and his knowledge to try and help whoever he can. Anybody out there is listening that can relate to him or anything he's been through. It's always good to listen to someone else's point of view. If you're going through something and somebody else has been through that and come out the other side and can educate you on it, then there's something to learn there and something to take from it. So Chris is just going to tell you a wee bit about himself, and we're just going to talk about like strategies and tactics and things that have helped him over the years to get to where he is today. So Chris, how's it going, mate?
Yes, mate. Pleasure to meet you.
How's your day been?
Very good, mate. Very good.
Welcome to the studio / farm.
This is the setup. Mate, today is fucking feeling unreal. Every day has passed by, just been fucking really good, mate. Just really looking after my mental health. You know, growing up in our area, mate, it's always fucking bullshit, isn't it? Like drugs, partying, all nonsense, you know.
It's just like when you're growing up, nobody really speaks about
I know
mental
about
health.
mental health and how
You're told to man up,
Yeah.
catch yourself on.
Aye.
Do you know what I mean?
That's it, mate. And like mental health for me has been in my family from fucking day to mate. So like it's always been there. It's like the elephant in the room, so to speak. Like, but just mate, from as 16, I'd say hit real bad depression and just fucking spiraled out of control. Then you know, fading into it. Just a lot of people there, don't get me wrong, take drugs, have a bit of crack and all that carry on. But for me, it wasn't about that, mate. It was fucking about, you know yourself, I spoke to you about it before, it was about getting away from your fucking... Getting away from yourself, mate, just escaping all that fucking trouble.
Escaping reality.
Yeah, just... 16 then, say, right through to about 20, just fucking nonsense, mate, taking drugs all the time, feeling like shit, being depressed. I actually got kicked out of the house then, my man fucking had her tortured. I think it was 18 then. It's probably the best thing she ever done for me, mate.
Where did you go at 18?
I ended up, fuck, it actually was real good the way it worked out, mate, believe it or not. Kicked out of the house with work then. Literally that week we ended up working down Dublin, so it's somewhere to stay.
You had digs.
We were staying away from home then, so a few weeks went by and I ended up getting a flat in Tignavan then. And then obviously, you know, that fucking...
I had a flat in Tignavan myself, mate.
I know the crack, mate, so...
Messy then, I take it?
Was messy, you know, but had a fucking ball, mate, but at the same time too...
It's just at that age, you get that responsibility.
Yeah.
You've got your own
Went
spot.
through all that shit, mate, you know, just feeling like shit all the time. But I see deep within myself, mate, I knew I wanted a way out of it. You know, I always had that feeling that it wasn't what I wanted to do, like, do you know what I mean? What happened then, about 20... stuck in the train then, mate of mine, me and fucking, not mentioning no names, like. Just decided, fuck this here, mate, you know. Ended up going off the drink for a while, for a few weeks, and then anytime I were drinking, just going home, so straight away. We actually had wee fucking dates in McDonald's and Exmoor, mate, just to try and keep our heads straight, keep away from
a bit of accountability. I find
you need a bit of help, mate, you need a wee fucking bit of a nudge, like.
Even when I was drinking there, I find if you do get home at a certain hour, you're not too bad.
Not bad, mate.
It's when you're still out and it's getting late, that's when you're going home, the birds are chirping,
you're
lying in bed trying to sleep.
Get home here. Fuck's sake, you've been out for days.
The horrors.
But mate, no, then get into the gym, start feeling a bit confident about myself. Like with the mental health, mate, it was always about fucking confidence for me.
Yeah, just
like always,
lack of confidence.
mate, I had little confidence. Fucking people probably see me as an extrovert, no real like going on me, but it was more or less like a fucking facade, you know, just putting on that image, thinking that's what people wanted to see, you know, living that lie, just thinking society, that's the way you had to be, you know. But just through going to the fucking gym and all, mate, then
So you're saying, would you have been a different person in the house than what you were out
Don't get me wrong, mate, see, close to close friends, I was always myself, but at times when I was out meeting people and all, you know, just putting on that fucking, but trying to let on, I was confident, you know, that way. I was obviously still being true to myself in loads of different ways, but sometimes just wasn't being fucking completely honest with myself. Especially with the mental health, that's probably the main thing. Telling people that I did have anxiety, I did have depression.
It takes balls to come out and
fucking
say it.
Right, it does, mate. Like, I've swamped, it's easy for me and you to sit and have this conversation now because we've had it many times. You remember the first time we even fucking had this conversation, mate? I remember fucking putting my hand on my I've got mental health. Do you know what I mean? Like, sort of like not wanting to say it. Not wanting to say it, but as soon as you got a wee bit of feedback from you, then it was like, and then you started opening up to me a bit. Like, I actually remember the fucking exact night it was.
Mate, that's why, like, over COVID, I got it tight with my mental health, and it was freaking me out, so I wanted to educate myself on it. So I kept seeing this course popping up on Instagram, mental health and exercise coach. So I went and done it. I had to just trained online for 6 months with it, done all the modules and whatever, and then had to go down to Dublin for 2 days, stayed overnight. It was like a 2-day testing thing, got qualified and all that, but I just done that out of curiosity to figure out what the fuck's going on in my own head, and then they got just really, like, mental health. Everybody has mental health, so it's not like just to say, everybody has mental health, whether it's good or bad. That's the only difference.
Everyone struggles with it, mate.
But everybody has mental health, and it's time everybody realised that it needs talked about, and a lot of people need to open up and talk about it, like, and not be afraid to talk about it. There's nothing wrong with it.
Don't fucking get me wrong, mate. It's took a load of hard work to get where I am today. You know, it's took ages to even be fucking open about it. Like, there's many people I speak to in this town that's going through fucking something similar to you. You know, having good.
You were saying there you were just out of the gym, out of the sauna, and just somebody next to you, just opening up.
Next to me, just opening up, mate. You know, talking about their problems and stuff. You know. It's always nice to have a fucking honest conversation with someone.
That's what I was getting to, because I was in the gym and people were, like, talking to me about their mental health, and I was like, fuck, I don't know what to say about these people. So that was another reason for me to go and get qualified and do a bit more research into the topic.
Yeah.
What was sort of, you said about reading books and stuff too? Reading
books, mate. So obviously going through that all the time, and I think it was about 28 then, I realised, you know, I had a bad spot then. Me and Gráinne fucking got back together, and I ended up going through a bad spell, mate, and she realised it, and I didn't know. I tried to hide from it. Know what do you mean? I'm alright. And I actually pushed her away then, mate. So we actually broke up fucking within about 4 weeks, just due to me not accepting it, mate, you know, that way. So I ended up back on the drink again for 3 or 4 weeks, and then I just fucking rang her, opened up, whatever else, and then got in contact with a counsellor, mate. And it's the fucking best thing ever done. Just went
on your own and
just went on your own accord, mate. That was the hardest fucking thing. See, taking that step. See that phone call? I must have fucking looked at my phone and that number, mate, my hand going, holy fuck. See, once I made that phone call, everything's just been so much better. Everything's been smoother. You know, I've been getting just feeling generally better, mate.
And see, did you ever go to your GP about this?
Fuck, when did I go to my GP? Was he a teammate? That's a fucking...
And did you get much help?
Fuck all, mate. You know yourself. This is what happened. So, be a teammate, really bad then as well. I thought, fuck it, I need some form of help. Like, so I went to the doctor, tablets straight away. I didn't even have a fucking proper conversation with me.
Yeah.
Gave her the tablets. I'd say I took them for about 6 months. Started getting mad electric shocks down my arms. So real mad stuff happening. Felt numb. Just felt like pure fucking shite, mate. So I said, right, I'll just pull the pin on it. And then obviously, you know, we're led to after that again, but there was no fucking help at all, mate. Why didn't he suggest going to counselling or fucking talking to someone, or...
I was the same. I got offered the tablets. I've took antidepressants before, but I had a bad experience with them. So then the second time I went back to my doctor, he tried to give me them again. I said, listen, I can't anything, but I can't take them.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? So I did get counselling, but I think it was like, I went in and I had 2 sessions. And I was like, right, that's all we can give you is 2 sessions.
The government don't fucking... When I went private there, mate, I noticed, you know, straight away. What did I do? Firstly, I done CBT.
Had you to pay for it, yeah?
Pay for it, mate. I fucking broke my heart too. But, you know,
was it there?
It was 50 quid for the hour, mate, but I'd spend it again in a
Yeah,
heartbeat,
well,
do
that's
you know what I mean?
if you're going to get out of it what you need out of it, then it's worth it, like, isn't it?
Well worth it. So,
So
50
you get
quid,
here-
first thing in...
How long would 50 quid last you on a night out?
That's it,
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, it wouldn't last too fucking long. 200 quid when you get to your house. But, yeah, so CBT, mate, we've done it right away.
What's that?
So basically, if I'm having a thought in my head, so the hardest thing for me, mate, was when I was 28 and realised I need to get away from all the madness, was leaving my mates behind. Do you
Right.
know, ending up fucking going on my own and not drinking, not going out with the boys and just secluding myself just to get away from the fucking madness that's going
Yeah.
on, do you know. So see, on CBT, and a lot of thoughts were going through my head where nobody even likes you, do you know, nobody's even ringing you to
Yes.
you know, ask about you. Obviously my mates have everything going on, I love them all the fucking bits, they're all
Yeah.
legends, like, but all these thoughts going through your head, so then you write out that thought, basically on a sheet of paper, write out how it makes you feel. So how does it make me feel? Fucking secluded, different, angry,
Yeah.
sad, and then basically you have to fucking add in another thought. So what I'd say it was, so
To
it's
try and
maybe
contradict
con-
that, the
carry-
bad thoughts?
contradict that. So when that thought kept coming back, I had another thought to counteract it.
Yes, yes.
Do you know what I
So
mean?
just to
And
change
then how
it.
did that thought make you feel? Confident, fucking feeling better, do you know what I mean? So, like, doing that, don't get me wrong, mate, it was a fucking load of hard work, but I'd say I done that religiously for a good solid 6 months. Writing down
And
that book.
did it get easier?
Did it not,
easier?
mate? Fucking
you still
far
do it?
easier. No, and I should get back into it, tell you the truth. You know, you dive in these wee things,
Yeah.
mate, and you think you're getting better, and then I might get a wee nudge here and go, fuck, I maybe need to get back into that again and
Yeah.
see all these thoughts coming back, do you know that way?
I would be the same with meditation. I got to the stage where I was meditating. I had to do it every day
Yeah,
to get the effects
Did
of
you hear
it.
me?
Now it's like as and when I need it. Do you
Aye.
know what I mean? I could maybe go weeks without needing to do it, and then I'll get to the stage where, like, right, I need to 10 minutes
I
out
know what you
here.
mean. But
Do
through
you know what I
knowing you, mate, you're like me, it's balls to the wall, everything.
Aye.
So when I started doing meditation, it was...
you get something in your head.
That's
it's
it. So I
all
have
or
to do
nothing.
this, have to do this. So for me, mate, I'm a saint. Even still now, mate, I struggle with that. Still just balls to the wall,
balance
everything.
is the biggest thing I struggle
Yeah.
with work,
Yeah.
training, family.
Well, I genuinely can't do balance. I just know in my mind it doesn't fucking work for me, mate. You know, I have to be balls to the wall training.
I'm the same.
Just
mate.
making myself feel
over
good.
training,
Yeah, causing them going...
getting sick.
Then I get sick, going, why do I feel like shit today? I should feel good. But see now, mate, my woman's fucking brilliant for that. She'll see me tired and go, you need to tail
you
back a
pull
wee
the
bit,
plug.
girl. You know, fucking... So two of us sort of help each other out that way.
That's good.
Yeah, so like...
That's good. Like, obviously, she understands you and then, like, your personality, and she'll be able to see the changes.
Oh
in
fuck,
you
I
when-
mate. She
and
knows.
know when.
She knows what I'm going to do, mate, before I even do it myself. Do you know? But yeah, just fucking from there, then, mate. CBT really helped me then, and my mates were all fucking good too. Do you know what I mean? But I just know they were good to me and listening and fucking having conversations. But I just knew I need to step away from fucking taking drugs and getting into all that shit and just start looking after myself. Because see, when I party, even drink, mate, I love drinking, love the crack from it all. But see, when I have a drink, see, the next day, I suffer.
I'm the same.
So my dad's fucked. I don't meditate, I don't cold shower, I don't do fuck all to look after myself. I eat shit, eat chocolate bars, just eat pure shit.
I'd be lucky
I
getting,
feel like
getting
shite.
out of bed the next day.
Aye, so 5
Or
days
leaving the
misery.
house.
So one day, lethal crack, fucking love the crack. 5 days lying in bed, feeling like pure nut of shit. So see, from Boxing Day just past me, I
Yeah.
made a fucking pact to myself. Drinking's just not for me no more. Doesn't work. Do you know, plenty of other things to do. Do you know?
I'm the same. I'm going from New Year's Day there.
Yeah.
I was just had it in my head. I was always fucking talking about it, and then go out and drink. It was got like Russian roulette. I could go out and drink, the next day I'd be fine.
Aye.
And then the next night I could go out and drink the same amount
Yeah.
and just wake up feeling like shit.
Same, mate.
And I like being up early in the morning, being alert.
Yeah.
See, when I drink, I'll not get up the next day. It might be 3 or 4 o'clock
Aye,
in the
it just
afternoon,
fucks your
and
whole
then
routine
it
up.
just messes the whole cycle up, and then it takes you about a week to get back into being able to wake up early.
But then you're feeling sorry for yourself, mate. So you're lying in bed going, fuck, I think I'll just drink this week. You know what I mean? So then you get
Well,
up.
I would be lying in bed saying, oh, what the fuck, who was I talking to last night? What was I talking
Aye,
about? No,
big
who
time.
did I see? Mate, I've woke up some mornings with, like, I've took voice notes to myself when I'm drunk. Like, stop drinking and all.
That's
And
fucking neat.
then you listen to that back, you're like, right, I have to fucking... And then I'm talking to other people, like I go to the house suite in the leisure centre and stuff,
Yeah.
and it's just talking to a lot of like men, like older men, and they're all like quit drinking years now and just telling me, oh, it's no
Aye,
good,
when
no
you hear
good.
other people's
Yeah.
stories, man, it makes it a bit easier. I've been the same there from going to the gym. There's a few guys in the gym where I look up to talk to, have good conversations with all the time. and they tell me the same, they've quit drinking and they just feel far better for it.
I wouldn't be like, I'm not against drink or anything.
Definitely
I'm
not,
not
no,
saying that I'll
same,
never
mate.
have another drink in my life, but I want to go 1 year here at least, just to see if how productive my year can be without it.
I know what you mean,
So,
but
because it's a lot of wasted time lying about hungover, and even going out drinking is wasting money and
yeah.
time.
But at the same time too, what happens to me, like even now, mate, you know, the weekends I'm all, fuck, I love a drink, you know, go out and have a bit of crack, because you're not, let's be realistic, mate, you have the best time ever when you're drunk.
You do.
You have brilliant crack.
It's
You know,
hard to
there's no getting away from it.
It's all good.
You're not going to have.
It's all good at the time.
You're not going to be lying up the Saturday night meditating, feeling as good as you will be feeling when you're fucking drunk. You know, let's face facts here, but it's how it makes you feel. That's it, mate. And I don't think I'll touch a drink again, because I know how detrimental it is to me. Like, and if the wee lad there now, I'm growing to look after, and if I drink, mate, I do fuck all. I be lying in the living room, she's doing everything with the child, you know, and it's not good, it's not fair to me.
The way I'm feeling at the minute, I don't think I'll drink again, because like, I have been feeling brilliant, and I haven't had no, usually I'd have good days and bad days, but to be honest, like, from a quit drinking, I haven't had any bad days. Like, every day has been,
but never
good.
say never, like, because that buys us.
But that's why I'm telling everyone, I don't drink anymore. I don't drink anymore, so it's
just
more accountability where, fuck, I'm not order a drink here, you know what I mean? I've told everybody I'm off the drink, so I'm off it, you know what I mean? It's just a wee bit of accountability.
That's it.
So after, like, you done the therapy and stuff, you just...
From therapy, then I made it get into reading.
Reading?
I'm reading about the mind and how it works. I'm fascinated by it.
What was your, you told me the book the
first
other day,
book I read was Run Non-Empty. And it was just basically about emotional negligence and why you feel the way you feel. You know, why you feel fucking disconnected and all this. And something as simple as being shouted at when you've said something, so it puts that in your fucking...
Oh, when you're young?
When you're young, sorry, yeah. So then you hold... Like, you have coping mechanisms that you have when you're a child, then. You know, that you use. Like fucking paranoia.
Yeah.
So that's just your mind basically trying to look out for you, mate, so that nothing bad happens to you. So if something bad happens to you when you're a child, when you're older, you're carrying that through without knowing, and you're constantly analysing things and hearing noises and thinking what people are saying about you. And then next minute, you're feeling anxious and you're going, why the fuck am I feeling like this? But it's all in your childhood, mate. Everything that happens to you is just right there, plain and simple. So,
and were you able to like flash back to your childhood and see like, well, where's this come from? And
so it's hard, mate. I don't know about you. I find it hard to dive back into my childhood, but I know, same before I even say as if my childhood was bad, mate. But definitely wasn't. My mum was fucking more than good. The three of us, my mum had 3 children on her own. You imagine that, like, for any woman. So it's not negligence on her part. I just feel, mate, that her generation just didn't know. I think people say about this time being bad, but I think it's getting a lot better. You imagine me sitting and you sitting here now having this conversation, do you know what I mean? So things are definitely fucking improving.
People are getting more open-minded to stuff and like speaking out and talking, and I think people's just like, enough's enough. Like, there's people are depressed and bad shit's happening, and there's a lot of addiction going on, a lot of depression and anxiety, and do you know what I mean? It's just, I think people are just getting fed up in this time to talk about it.
Yeah, that's it, mate. And then
educate themselves.
So fucking after that, reading that book, mate, it just opened my eyes to everything and realising there was nothing really wrong with me. Like, I always thought it was like my genetic makeup, you know, it was deep in me.
You just had accepted it.
Yeah,
this is just
so
me.
I was born to be anxious and depressed. That's just part of my DNA coding, but it's fucking not. There's ways around it.
That's, mate, I was the exact same. Like, I would have seen guys like post videos of themselves talking on Instagram, and I just had it in my head, that's not
different.
me, I never really got no, do you know what I mean? And then it's the last year or so, I've just, do you know what, I need to fucking just stop caring about what all people think and just
that's it, and look after number one. Do
what you need to do.
Yeah.
Like, you're not going to cease existing just to suit somebody else. Probably somebody else that you don't even like.
That's it, that's it. But you still have mental health, mate. It's still in you. You know, caring. A lot of people say, I don't give a fuck what people think, but it's just, that's in me being empathetic. I do care a wee bit, mate, you know. But I've learnt there in my head to work out whose thoughts I should care about, rather than people that don't even fucking know me properly. Do you know what
That's like, you're never going to, I always read a good quote, and it's like, you're not going to take criticism of somebody that you wouldn't take advice of.
Yeah,
do you know what I mean?
That's it, yeah.
So what are you doing now? Like, how do we get into running your own business and stuff then?
But it all started from that counselling, mate, from when I was 28. So reading books, and then I read about Feel the Fear and Do It Anyway. And that's actually the same thing I ended up coming doing with you then, doing the boxing, because my mum was telling me, you're not fucking no boxing. Everybody fighting in the town then.
Yeah.
But reading that book, that's how we met anyway, and then getting into business, it was all, fuck, I feel like I could go out my own here, do you know? But I was shite myself, mate. How am I going to approach this person? How am I going to get a van? How am I going, all that imposter syndrome, sure, you're not worthy of fucking getting a van, do you know? You're not worthy of owning your own business for getting good money, so you don't deserve it.
Yeah.
All that shit, so through reading that book, Feel the Fear and Do It Anyway, mate, I give myself wee mini tasks every day. So like, a big thing for me growing up was going into public places.
Yeah.
The likes of fucking, say, like Tesco's, crowded places, like fucking panic attack, you know, just wanting to run away. So I've slowly built up having conversations with people, going into Tesco's, but that just kept building confidence within me, mate, you know, and then everything just got that wee bit easier. So then through doing that and getting to the stage of business, I just went up to them and goes, fuck it, bit the bullet one day.
Just
I ain't going to go out on my own, is there any chance of
all the smaller tasks led up to the big
everything
task?
led up to that there, mate.
That's like, even like during the day, set yourself like wee tiny goals, and then like even making your bed, that's your first win.
Yeah.
That's your first win of the day.
Yeah,
see what I
that's
mean?
exactly it, mate. I do all that.
And then all the wee
like.
small wins add up then you have the nerve to go and try the big goals.
Yeah, 100%, mate. But so then after starting up that business and all, mate, everything's just fell into place, you know, fucking gaining confidence, and then that's when I took into the boxing then, you know, approached fucking, went to Ryan Greens. From there, mate, just basically fucking not having the confidence, and then just put myself in that situation again.
And then, like, I don't care what anybody says, like, a fighting at any sport, whether it's boxing, kickboxing, jiu-jitsu, MMA, it's nerve-wracking.
Fucking
it is.
It's you better believe me. So the very first time then I was going boxing, I says in Ryan's for about 2 months, and I finally built up the courage. I went into work that morning, was alright. I ain't gonna fucking do this, you know, I ain't gonna fucking make sure I ask someone to spar the night.
Was this your first spar?
First spar, mate, you know, and Ryan's, you just team up with somebody and spar, so I picked the fucking biggest man in the whole lot. I picked McP. Fucking best, or the worst decision ever, mate. So
how did that go?
Mate, within fucking the first minute I was busted clean open. All them questions flooding the mind, like, why the fuck am I here? Why am I doing this here? But from then, mate, I just kept at it. Do you know what I mean?
Just
and then
keep showing up.
Just kept showing up and got a wee bit better, and then actually got into it and got addicted to it. You know, loved it. Everything was just boxing.
I think it's like when you feel the fear and then you conquer it, it becomes a bit of a... It's a buzz, like.
It is a buzz, mate.
I think it's a bit of a more healthier buzz than some of the buzzes we would have been chasing back in the day.
And it's wee small growth. As you say, all them wee small things build up and you just get more confident and you get better.
Just the discipline element of it too, like you have to like look after your body, look after your mind.
Yeah, 100%, mate. You know, through all the shit that we do, that's how you feel. You get to where you're at and feeling better.
See that book, can you remember who it was by? Feel the Fear and Do It Anyway?
Fuck, what did you call that person, mate? Susan Jefferson, I think it was.
And did you read it, or was it an audio book?
I read it, mate. I find there when I still listen to audios, love audios, like see motivational audios.
Yeah.
I've been more into them, but books, so like I'm reading, like that book itself, I found that if I read it, get more into it, do you know what I mean? So there's wee tasks you have to do in it and stuff too, mate, and there's a load of books I'd read that used to have all these tasks, and I'd ignore them all and just read the book. See, when you find, mate, you start doing the task, you start feeling better for it, and actually some of it does work.
Because then the lessons from the book sink in more.
Aye.
So like, what do you mean, like every chapter, and then there would be like a task at the end of it?
Mate, you know, yeah.
I've like recently, last couple of years, like I never would have read a book. I think the last book I read, we were laughing about this the other day, would have been Harry Potter. I think this was in like P7. So I hadn't read a book in years, and then I think it was Tyson Fury's book I read. That was my first book, and from then I've probably read about 30-40 books. I've listened to a lot of audio books too, but that Tyson Fury book, it was brilliant. And like out of every book I read, I don't remember it all, but if there's like one paragraph in the book that gets sturdy, then it's worth it. But this one, I always remember, there's a chapter and it's called Beware of the Negative Dosers. Do you know what I mean? It's just like when
I love fucking Fury, mate.
It's like he calls them negative dosers, but a lot of other people will call them energy vampires. Do you know what I mean? When you really start to break away and do well for yourself, then I've seen people, what's he up? No, you know what I mean? He doesn't hang about.
I've heard all that, mate.
He doesn't hang about us no more. No,
he's turning weird.
He thinks he's too good for us. No,
he's turning weird. What the fuck's he at? But look,
it's just you have to look after number one. You do, like, and if you can't look after yourself, you can't look after anybody else physically. Like you have to. You have to have your own bucket has to be full before you fill anybody else's glass.
Thing for me there, mate, was like the old victim card, why me?
Yeah.
Once I started doing shit to benefit me and looking after myself, just got that.
When you
easier.
get accepted into your head, like, the world doesn't know you anything.
Yeah.
It doesn't, like,
Yeah.
it's every man, woman
It's
for,
up to
for
you to fucking
themselves.
do
Like.
all these things to feel better, mate. Yeah, 100%. Like at this day and age, mate, it shouldn't be acceptable for boys being depressed or feeling down on it. Like, there should be a fucking way out for them. Like, look at the system. The shit you learn in school, it's fucking load of bollocks. Like, why do we not learn in school what we have to go out of our way? Yes, we're doing it for the benefit of ourselves, reading books and educating ourselves on emotion and all that shit. Why is there nothing in place, you know, to make us fucking understand these things? Do you know what I mean?
I was on done a podcast with ASAP podcast last
Right, I
week,
haven't
and
listened to
that's
that
what
yet,
it's not out yet. I think it's out in the next couple of days. But that's what we're talking about too. Schools, like, school isn't. It doesn't work for everyone.
No.
Like, fair enough, there's people go to school and they're good at it. I just found, like, school, I was never interested in anything that was going on in school. Very rarely. Art, maybe, just stuff like that, like more creative stuff like technology and art. But no, I think the system's flawed. Like,
Yeah.
you don't know how to fucking apply for a mortgage until you have to fucking go for one. Or
Life lessons, mate.
Yeah,
Stuff that we're
just
learning about now.
basic
Like.
stuff
Yeah.
that could probably, like, help a lot of people out if they knew first hand what to do rather than go and have to learn for themselves.
And school, mate, is just a fucking mess.
Even finances too, like.
Just a mess and bastard in school, learned fuck all. And even I struggled through school too with mental health, mate, but school, like all the teachers always said, fuck, you've got an attitude. You know, not this teacher's fault, like, but you think some of them would fucking see, you know, because I was constantly acting out, being a cunt in fucking school, mate, to get like a, did you go to Lismore or St Paul's?
I went to Lismore.
St Paul's, mate, if you're a bad cunt, you got like a fucking yellow book.
Right.
When you thought you were cool as fuck, then, mate, you got this yellow book and fucking sort of wore it like a badge of honour. You know, walking past by school.
That was your
going,
street cred.
Aye. So,
I was sort of like that in Lismore too. I went in first year and I was naive as fuck. I was going in with intentions. I wanted to be the head boy. I was reading Harry Potter, just innocent like, and I get in the first year in secondary school and boys in my class were smoking dope and all, break time.
That's exactly what happened to me.
Drinking and all. I was like, holy fuck. And then, so I just wanted to fit in with everybody else. So then I was going out in break time, getting stoned and whatever else. And then that just fucking started my life, so I just fucking spiral out of control from then.
Seeing you're saying that.
And then you just want to impress your peer group, almost.
Went through all that shit, mate, and that's when I started smoking weed too. I think I was 12 or 13. It's the same shit, mate, going to school, seeing boys doing it, and then getting stuck into it. But it never sat well with me, because as I was feeling anxious, so when I smoked weed,
it's fucking
multiplied it by about 400, mate. I used to whitey every time, and boys used to just laugh their fucking balls out.
I would have craved weed, even like going back even maybe like 10 years or so when I did smoke it heavily. I would have craved getting stoned, and then as soon as I got stoned I was like, why did I do that? And then I would sit melted to the chair for about an hour before I could come round and even like speak to someone, and I still kept doing it every fucking day. I done the same thing, even though I knew I was going to fucking I was just instantly going to turn into a weirdo as soon as I smoked it. But
I was the same.
I think it was just like, it just got into the thing, it was just the comfort. That's what you do, that's what we done. I remember, like, if I was meet up with some of my friends, it was just roll a joint, and then one joint's done, there's another one getting fucking past you, and it's just, I don't know, it's just, what else do we do? Stand hanging about the estate, just fucking looking.
You know no different, but
looking for things to do.
You don't know different. You're just trying to.
And then like pop culture and all, it's just all like, it's drilled into you too.
It's a norm. This is cool. This is what you do. Like, 100%. Like.
But I like with the gym. I think gym is definitely a big component in improving people's mental health.
1,000,000%, mate. Through struggling in the gym, like, you know.
Yeah, go and put yourself through. Delay gratification, like, go through a hard session, maybe 45 minutes to an hour. It's gonna be tough.
Yeah.
But the feeling you get after is just, it's worth it. So it goes to show, like, maybe you have a goal, you want to like stay off the drink for like 2 months or something to achieve that goal. It's like learning to like suffer, knowing that there's going to be something good at the other side of it. So
yeah, definitely. For me, training's the same shit as you, mate. Struggling and then feeling better for it. You know, it sort of primes your mind. So when I'm training, I'm feeling good, and that's the same. When I'm eating healthy and training, everything else is just that wee bit easier.
I'm the same. I feel like whenever I'm in fight camp getting ready for a fight, I feel that's me at my peak, like the best feeling I
Yep,
can
same.
be. And then maybe I'll have the fight, and then I'll start to eat a bit more shit, or maybe start like drinking in between, and I start to feel, so I can tell the difference. Like I know what it's
feeling so good.
I know what it's like to be training and living and eating clean, and how good it feels, and then I know the other side of that too, and it's night and day. And like I say, it's hard for me to get the balance, so I'd rather just be lean and mean and clean all the time
Same, exact same. Yes.
be anywhere near the other side of it.
Yeah.
Meditation, you were saying you meditate every day?
Meditate, mate. I'd say from November, mate. From the boxing, it's been every day religiously.
And what sort of? I know there's loads of different types of meditation.
So that psychiatrist, mate, that counsellor that I went to put me on an app called Headspace.
Right.
So it's basically just centering yourself into the room. So like basically paying attention to noises and then physiologically.
The book of the guy that fucking
right.
set that Headspace
Is it
up.
Andy or
he went to live with the monks and all.
Aye. So basically centering yourself in the room, mate. So paying attention to noises, fucking physiologically feeling, sensations through your body, and then just breathing, mate. That just makes you feel so fucking calm. But you do get thoughts constantly through your head when you're doing it too, and then that part of me wanting everything to be right, I get a wee bit frustrated. But mate, the more and more, like I was doing it religiously for about 6 months, I'd say, and I never really noticed that much of a difference. But the woman was all to me, "You're not as reactive. I'm not fucking nipping." She said something was constantly nipping, so I was making progress. So even now, mate, I'm constantly that primes me first thing in the morning, just makes me feel fucking class. Like, and then.
Do you intensely try to think anything while you're meditating, or just try and like
constantly
blank everything out?
Yes, mate. So it's about like finding space in your mind. So like clearing out any of them thoughts. So like I get moments throughout the day, mate, where I'm just present. Yeah. It doesn't happen all the time, but I get moments where I'm just there and present, fucking no thoughts going through my head, and it's just through meditation that's fucking making that happen. Just constantly doing it.
You do yours at the start of the day. I notice now if I do it for 5 minutes at night, like turn my phone off before I go to bed, switch the lights off, and then set the timer on my watch, even for 5 minutes, and just sit big deep breaths, and then getting to sleep after. It's just far easier.
Clears your head.
I started with you've got Headspace. I got Calm. The app Calm.
Seen that before, mate.
So there's a lot of like guided meditations.
Yeah.
And there's a good one, like there's one LeBron James, he has a whole series of guided meditations, do more for like sports performance, but it's very interesting. And then there's a couple other ones. There's one, anybody wants it, I can send you the link if you want to message me. It's like a breathing exercise, but it's guided, and like you start off, you have to hold your breath through parts of it.
Mate,
at the start I was maybe holding my breath for like 30 seconds, and I had built it up to like 2.5 minutes and all, after a couple of weeks. So it was really good. Like. So
the more I do that, mate, the better I feel. That's like, it's hard to, people say like you can't find time, mate, but if you really want to fucking get yourself better, you'll make time for it.
It's like people say they don't have time for the gym.
Yeah.
There's time. It's your priorities. It's what do you prioritise the most? People say they don't have time for the gym, but they've time to watch
fucking
Netflix for an hour every night.
I'm guilty of that too, mate. I get home from after the gym, sit my phone for an hour, and then feel like shit, why the fuck have I done that? But I try there to limit myself.
Mate, I do that without even realising I'm doing it. Like you're on the phone, you're scrolling, and then next thing, boomer's 10 o'clock up to the bed. You know what I mean? And I've done that.
But here you
I've done
sleep
nothing the night. Your head's fried. That's why I like the meditation. Sometimes I like to think of it as you get like a PC, right? The screen on the PC. You have all the wee boxes with the axes, and you're meditating. It's just like close that box, close that box, close that box, close that box, and then when the screen's clear, you
feel better when you fall asleep.
But sitting looking at the phone at night before you sleep,
you're not aware, mate, but your brain's fucking taking screenshots of every
your brain thinks
thing.
It's daylight. Do you know what I mean? You're seeing that the light on your phone. That's why I try to sleep with no lights in the room at all.
So even in the morning, there, mate, I have a full morning routine. Every morning, I'd feel like I'd be in that cold shower. For 3 minutes. In the winter there, I made 3 minutes, but in the summer when I was doing it last year, I was probably in for about 5 because it was that wee bit warmer. But see, when you get out of that bay, you just feel fucking class. You feel all this energy, and that's probably, out of all the things that I do, like training, going to the gym, obviously, that would probably be the number one, most important thing. If anybody's fucking going to make a change, look after your dad, because your dad eliminates about I'm getting all fucking analytical here, right? But
No, far away.
it eliminates 60% of your fucking anxiety. So it does. So that's the biggest fucking thing for me, was getting my diet down. But see, after that, with diet and training, it's clean cold showers. 100%.
What type of foods are you eating? Like on
All-
the daily? All similar?
I would eat, mate. I know you fucking dived into that there intermittent, didn't you, for a groupie way? But
I
I've
do
always
that.
kept mine the same.
Out of camp, I would intermittent fast,
Right.
but obviously now when I'm training in the mornings, I need a wee bit of carbs in me before I go to training. So it's not, I don't fast as long, but I would usually fast for 10 to 12 hours
Yeah.
at least. But out of camp, I could go 1 meal a day.
Aye.
So I could,
I
but
couldn't
obviously
cope
with
with
multiple training sessions a day, I need to be eating before and after training.
Aye. So I would eat on a normal day, mate, about 5 to 6 meals every 3 hours.
And what sort of foods? All like
All whole foods, mate, all wholesome foods. Like in the morning, our porridge, protein porridge. I'd only give it that wee fucking bit of chocolate kick, and then
what,
I'd
just the
have
protein powder in with
just
it?
protein porridge and my fucking porridge, mate, and then I'd have a bagel with peanut butter. I eat loads, like, you don't believe the fucking food that I'm eating. Like, people think when you're dieting, it's fucking sacrificing and eating, you know, very little amounts, but mate, I've probably about 300 grams of carbs a day. Like, total calories at the minute's about 3,700 calories. Like.
Well, the more energy you have, the more energy you're going to use throughout the day.
And obviously with me and you being so fucking active, like I always used to do the end diets, mate, and maybe go on like a 1,500 calorie, and I'm wondering why I had no fucking energy and why I felt like shit
And
all
why
the
you're
time.
fucking slobbering
Yeah,
everybody.
why I was
going to
fucking-
kill everyone.
You know yourself, getting closer to them fights, mate. I'd say I've never done that before, mate, but I'd say I'd be tight as fuck.
How
But
you do, you get sharp with people.
I've done training on, like, recently there with fucking Donnie McCure. He's a good mate of mine, mate, absolute
I
fucking
was talking to
legend.
Donnie
everybody.
today, actually went down to Flaxen today for a
Lads, and
session.
one of the best people in the world, mate. Always have good fucking conversations with him.
That's
he-
another. I would like to get Donnie on the show too.
Donnie's a
because
fucking gentleman.
I don't
mate.
even know if he's realised it, like, because he's changed a lot of people's
Fucking
lives.
right,
Like,
he
see the
has,
boys
mate.
that's went to him, and
Yeah.
they're all winning now. Like, you know
Yeah,
what I
he
mean?
gave me
There's
that focus, mate, that
It's
edge.
like a winner's circle he
Yeah.
has going on, like, in there.
Donnie are going to fucking need to give us boys a few pound here, so I said. but I went to him, mate, he changed my whole fucking mindset to train. So throughout my life, mate, I've always been in shape and then out of shape and fucking constantly torturing myself. So going to the gym there, I'd train to go to Ibiza, mate. Train for fucking what? For a week of misery, right? But anyway,
Wake cut for
train.
Ibiza.
Aye, weight cut for Ibiza, being unreal, ripped the fucking shreds. So about 6 months of fucking feeling unreal, get myself into good shape, going to Ibiza and fucking ruin it. So it was all ego for me.
Yeah.
I was only in the gym to look good. It was all about fucking bravado. I've got the fucking six-pack, chest, arms, all that there and that's it. But he changed my mindset that he's all just training's part of life, mate.
Yeah.
And he would keep you right, mate. He would nip anything in the body, come in. What do you had today? And he gives me fucking finger and all. That good? And he just knows,
Yeah,
mate. Everything
yeah.
about him, mate, is just fucking. He has it down. He's been doing it for years. So he's a master at it now, mate. He's fucking unreal.
The
at it.
results he gets is fucking
Yeah.
phenomenal, like, unreal.
Yeah.
But I, like, when you're saying, like, about going to the gym, like, it's not even just the gym, it's exercise in general, just
Yeah.
anything.
Get out of the house. go
Anything
for
to
a
keep
gander.
active, go for a walk.
Yeah.
It's like, not everybody enjoys the gym. People with anxiety will probably not even dream
It's
of
hard.
going near the
It's
gym.
hard, mate, to make
But
that step.
if you find some form of exercise, if it's like walking, some people get into running, but it could be any sport, anything at all. If
Right.
you enjoy it, you're more likely to do it more often. So if you find something that you enjoy, get out and do it as much as you can, and you'll feel far better for it.
Or even fucking drop one of us some messages and ask us anything at all, anything to help, you know, that way.
Anybody can message me at any time, like, on my social media. Sure you don't mind either, like,
Definitely not, mate.
message you.
Anybody can drop me a message for feeling like shit, because I've been through it, so I know exactly what they're going through. I'll be able to fucking help them out best way I can.
What's the plans going forward then? If you have anything on the calendar, any fights?
No, mate, you're
No.
trying to fucking, you're fucking trying to fucking lip in there, mate. But no, mate, I've the wee man there now, and I've her to worry about, and there's a load of things in my head, mate.
That's but you've been there, done that, you know what I mean?
Aye, but not as you always fucking say to me, mate. Never say never. So,
true.
And I always go in my head there about trying jiu-jitsu and a bit of wrestling.
That's
I've
what I was
talked to you
actually. I
about that
had
before.
made notes of that. I was going to
Aye,
ask you,
'cause I
would you
tagged
ever
when was-
fancy the grappling?
When did I text you about that? It was a good wee while
It was,
ago.
I remember you
it was
messaged
when
me
it
about
was
that.
actually when I finished training with Donnie, when I'd done that 12 week, I was all, fuck, I'd love to dive into MMA, but you know it'll happen.
The grappling, just...
I'd love to just get an idea of it, mate, and see what happens from there.
Mate, go for it.
Yeah.
Like, it's good to just go back and be a beginner or something every now and
Yeah.
again. It's that ego check as well. Do you know what I
Yeah.
mean? You get like you know what I mean? Like you're boxing, so you sort of get comfortable in the boxing gym, and then you go to jiu-jitsu gym. It's like being first day at school again. Do you know what I mean?
You're constantly.
And then you have to go through that whole cycle again. But it's good. It's all about like self growth and developing as a person. Like.
And me and you met through training, mate.
Yeah, so God knows if you go to a grappling
mates,
gym, who are you going to meet? I've met some of the best people I've met in my life is in gyms and martial arts gyms.
All people, do you ever notice too, but mate, all people are doing like boxing, they're all going through struggles. Do you never notice that too? Like, you know, and it's an
brings
output.
People together, and then you're in the gym, and then like fuck me, and you get talking, and I'm like fuck. He's talking to me about, and do you know what I mean? We're having good conversations about stuff that you wouldn't just meet somebody in the street and start talking about that. You know what I mean? It's like after like a hard session where it releases all that.
Beat
lumps out of each other for 10 minutes, and then
there's no more ego,
yeah.
and it's genuine and it's heart-to-heart conversations, mate.
And if you're at the gym, maybe there's somebody there and they're training every day, and then they're not there. You reach out to give them a wee message, or you see, notice somebody's not on form. Oh well, what's the crack with you today? You alright? You know what I mean?
That's what I love most about boxing, mate. That was always out there, bat the fucking dome out of each other, black eyes, bust nose, then with. Just go over and take each other's hand. Here, mate, enjoy the rest of your fucking day. You know, that's what I loved about it the most. Getting all that out. But business, mate, just constantly growing, constantly learning, reading books, fucking... I still have my bad days now and again too, so I just want to maybe work on myself a wee bit more, still have all them insecurities, everything I just want to nip away at and try and just becoming that better person, making sure my child never has to go through what I had to go through. I don't want other people going through that age. You know, 28 years, mate, of feeling... Not that I didn't have good days, mate, but all that fucking guilt and shame I was carrying, thinking there was something wrong with me or it was everything that I was doing. I don't want anybody to... It's unnecessary for people to feel that way.
That's what I feel too. It's like, it was time wasted. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I probably could be potentially ahead of where I am now, but everything happens at the right time.
But like...
We've wised up now.
That's it. We've wised up now, yeah.
Anything else you want to say, Chris?
Not really, Paul. Just if anybody's ever feeling like shit, just know you're not alone, you know, and reach out to somebody, maybe take into boxing, or like boxing fucking seriously helped me on my way to fucking feeling better, mate. So, yeah. So that's all, Paul.
Thanks very much, mate.
Oh, Paul,
Appreciate you coming on.
It's always a pleasure chatting to you, Paul, always.
So, that's us. Wrap it up for the night. Hope you all enjoyed it. Remember, if you like it, give it a share, give us a message, let us know what you think. Give us any feedback is appreciated. So, until next time,
much love.